Hey everybody, Hurricane Lee is passing by New England currently, and we're here in Massachusetts, so we are preparing for what the meteorologists are saying is a tropical storm. The wind's picking up here. They're expecting it to be the worst tomorrow, which is Saturday. So we're looking at high winds and possible flooding, lots of rain potentially. So I am making sure that I am prepared, that my farm animals are ready for this to the best of my ability. Thankfully, we're not getting hit with the hurricane. It's just passing by according to the projections, but I always want to be prepared in case that changes. So first thing, I went to my local store. I grabbed some feed for my animals. I wanted to stock up, make sure I had enough to get me through at least the next week, just in case. So my car is stocked with some chicken feed, some chick feed, as well as some goat food to make sure that I had enough of that. I am stocked up on my dog and cat food, so I'm okay there. Also, I want to make sure that my animals have dry bedding, because as the storm progresses, they're going to be inside their shelters. So I grabbed 4 bags of shavings. So I'm going to get those unpacked. The feed's going to go in bins that are watertight. The shavings are going to be dispersed into each of the animal sheds so that everybody's got clean, dry bedding. So I'm going to go get that moved now and all set up. Oh no! Oh, okay, maybe I filled it too much. Oh, we were halfway there and I lost my stuff. It was the wind! Alright guys, we're going to try this again. So I've got the feed inside of the waterproof feed bins, which already makes me feel better that I have feed on the farm in case I can't get to the store. But I'm also going to be taking that chick feed. I'm going to be filling up the chick feeders to make sure that all the chicks have their food filled up in their larger feed containers, so that way they have free choice feed ready to go. In case it's not safe for me to get out to them, I know that they have their feed all filled up. They're going to have their water restocked to the brim. This I'm going to be filling tonight, and I will be checking tomorrow morning and making sure everything's topped off, because the bulk of the tropical storm is going to be passing through and hitting tomorrow. Also, with my main flock of chickens, they have a treadle feeder. I'm going to be filling that up to the brim. That treadle feeder, the food in there filled to the brim, will last them 2 weeks. So they will be good to go with that. There are some young chicks in with my main chicken flock, so those I'll be making sure that their chick feed is filled up as well. Now the goats have measured out feed that they get twice a day, but they do have free choice hay. So I'll just be making sure that the grain bucket that I keep inside the goat shed is filled to the brim, ready to go, so that I can measure out their feed morning and night. But they will have free choice hay inside of this shed. Their hay, I'm going to move their hay that I have stocked up outside to inside of the shed, so that way it will stay dry during the tropical storm. So even though the hay is under a overhang, the driving rain coming in the sides can get the hay wet, and rather than cover it with a tarp to protect it from the rain, I'm worried that the tarp will get blown away by the wind. So I'm just going to move the small amount of hay that I have, and that should keep it dry, and I'll have it accessible to give to the goats. But also, in preparation for the storm tomorrow, I'm going to be going around and looking around the farm to look for any loose debris that can get kicked up, or any loose debris or loose items that can get kicked up. That's a really dangerous part about high wind speeds, about tropical storms, hurricanes, is those high wind speeds. You can get injured, your animals can get injured by flying objects. And so I'll be going around the farm and looking for any buckets hanging around, patio furniture I'm gonna have to put away, the goat toys, just different things, kids' toys that I have around, things that normally I would leave out, like the pitchfork, but I'm going to put those things away. I have the garage that I can put them in, storage sheds, and underneath my deck, places that I can put those things away from the animals, so that way I'm not worried about them getting hit with flying objects. I'm also going to be going around and I'm going to be checking the pallet fencing that I have all around my farm for my chickens and goats, make sure nothing's loose. If I need to put some more boards up to make it more sturdy, I'll do that. I'm going to check on all the animal outhouses, make sure that everything looks good. There's no issues on the roofs or on any of the outer parts of the building. I don't want wind and rain getting through. I want the animals to be able to stay dry and comfortable inside of their sheds. I'll be double checking my first aid kits. For my goats and chickens, my dogs, cats, I want to make sure that I have my first aid kit available with different medicine and things that they may need. So I have my first aid kits ready to go, and that way if an animal got injured because of the storm, flying debris or something, I have the wound dressing, the gauze, surgical glue, antibiotics, Neosporin. I got things on hand that I can use if needed in a pinch if my animals were to get hurt. If you want to know what I keep in my goat first aid kit or my chicken first aid kit, I do have a video about each of those, so I'll put a link to those in the description below if you want to check those out. We've had a tough year with tree branches falling. We do have a lot of woods on one side of our property, and so we've had to deal with large branches falling into our goat pen. And so we do have chainsaws at the ready. I'm going to double check to make sure we have the fuel for that in case we have tree branches come down during this tropical storm. So that's something to keep in mind and have on hand. Another thing that I worry about is power outages. So having backup plans with a generator, flashlights, battery backups. Our generator is ready to go. We are filled up on propane, so we have this as our backup in case we lose power. We got our battery daddy ready to go. It is full of batteries, and we got flashlights, headlamps, so that way we'll be prepared in case of power outages. I like to have walkie-talkies at the ready, especially when we're going to get a storm, so that way if I have to run out to check on the animals, I can take a walkie-talkie with me, leave one in the house for my husband and kids, and that way I can communicate back and forth if there's any issues. Having backup water bottles, having a backup water source in case you can't access your well or you don't have running water. I like to fill up my bathtub with tap water, and that way I have that ready in case I can't access my well water. I can take buckets of that water out to the goats and chickens, and that way I can be sure they have a source of water. And I do have cases of bottled water for myself and family, the dogs, the cats, just in case, just to get us through a couple days in case this turns into a little bit more than what the meteorologists are predicting. Because while they may be correct with the trajectory of this storm, they may not be correct, and I like to be prepared. And for now, the plan is to stay here on the farm. There's been no talk of evacuation, and so I am making my plan to stay here, stay put, keep everybody safe. However, you should always have a plan in case evacuation is necessary. So I have all my animals' documentation, paperwork, and medical history. Everything is in one binder that I can grab and go, that I have ready. Luckily, I have miniature goats, I have small chickens, I don't have any large livestock that I have to transport. Between my motorhome and 2 vehicles, I do have the ability and the crates available to be able to evacuate my animals if necessary. Also in the binder that I do have contact information for each of my animals' veterinarians as well in case of an emergency. I have everything on paper in a file ready to go. So that's just what I'm doing to prepare for Hurricane Lee. I hope everyone is staying safe, and if you need to get prepared for a hurricane, I hope this list helps you. So thanks for hanging out with us today, and if you haven't started your farm yet, what are you waiting for? Get your farm on. Hey everyone, it's Saturday, and we have been so lucky that all we've gotten is on and off rain and a little bit of wind, but nothing out of the ordinary, nothing crazy. I am so thankful that I prepared for Hurricane Lee going by, and it turned out to be much less than what we were expecting. That is a win in my books. So now that the rain has stopped, the wind is dying down, my daughter came out and she started harvesting in the garden. So I'm gonna join her and we're gonna do some more harvesting. Why not take advantage of the weather being mild now?
I got this. I took off all the spines so I could pick it up.
Oh my goodness, a cucumber?
Yep, I got a cucumber.
Those are some big zucchinis.
There's one more too. I have to go grab it.
Oh wow.
Could I get a basket?
Yes. How's it going, Calliope?
I got one zucchini.
Woohoo! Another zucchini.
It's a really fat one.
Yeah.
Who wants to see a little pumpkin?
Ooh, show me the pumpkin.
It's green right now, but it's gonna get better. Look at the little pumpkin.
Oh, that's so cool.
We have a little pumpkin.
I love that.
Then over here we have a little zucchini squash. You can see it right there.
Ooh, another zucchini squash back there. I gotta get a little closer here.
Yeah, zucchini squash right here.
Ooh, that's a good size. I would just leave, yeah, like that, but like you can leave some to get some sunlight so it keeps growing.
Yeah, that's Hurricane Lee. Wind and rain. Another spaghetti squash right here.
Oh, it's so cute.
So we have a bunch of steak tomatoes. Cucumbers. Right here.
Oh, it's so little.
But it's not ready yet. Some squash growing down there.
Oh, we're getting some squash down there too. Nice.
Bumpy squash. Very bumpy. There's 2 down there.
Nice.
Growing.
So we've got our harvest. We got a little friend that we found in the garden. And now I'm gonna go make a lunch salad and enjoy the rest of this day. I hope you're all staying safe out there, that your weather is good, and I'll see you next time.
Like and subscribe!
1, 2, 3, 4. Do you want to farm? A wicked awesome farm. Watch this channel to learn what to do. We love to farm and we'll show you. Yeah, welcome to our show.